Hello there and welcome back. Well, that little calming interlude bringing us into the show.
Indeed.
Do not be fooled because we're going to be busy. And I know we're going to be busy for two reasons. We're talking Claritystamp and we're going back to stamping, which I always love with Clarity. And we've got the fabulous Maria. How are you doing?
I'm okay. Happy to be here.
Good. And I know because some of the elements that we've got on the show, you kind of had an influence with regards to them.
Well, I nagged for them.
Okay, that's one way of putting it.
Yeah, that's how it was, really.
But we'll come to those bits in a few moments. But our one-day special, we're talking brand new Christmas stamps.
Yes.
Who's designed these?
These are our Mel Turner.
Oh, yes.
Our sort of long-standing in-house designer, so she's fabulous. These are really very, very cool indeed. So they're beautiful Christmas stamps. We've got the 4 designs here, and what we've got in each set is a lovely sentiment with a nice font, and then we've got various elements. Okay,
right.
So we can kind of build the branches, but we can build our own branches if we want to.
Okay.
There are, and what we're going to do in the very first demo, we're going to kind of just introduce the concept of the stamps.
Okay, well, I'm liking.
They're great fun.
Well, one thing I'm liking at the moment is 52 stamps for £24.99.
Yeah,
what
that's
a deal.
crazy. Yeah, very much so. These are just superb. So here you can see this is just one of the beautiful branches. Now this, I can't make up my mind whether we're going down the mistletoe route here or whether we're going down the berries. See, I like berries because they're bright and you can colour them red, you see. So they can be whatever you want them to be. So I think this is from our Elaine, actually, this one. And Elaine, just nice and simply, she's just done a little bit of sort of pattern building, very simply. And I'm going to do some pattern building myself with these stamps.
Wonderful.
And then the sentiment in the middle on our designer paper.
I love that. Now, talking of designer paper, that will be your freebie in this ad, but I'll tell you about that in a few moments. This is a nice idea as well, like this one.
Yeah, so this is our lovely Dee Paramore, and Dee's just done some sort of inky techniques here with she's used water-based inks and let the design run, and then just add some glittery bits. And then she's used the same stamp as the background there as well, if you can see, in a washy kind of way.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Very clever, like that one.
Another one of our
This
Ds.
is nice. Got a dreamy look to it.
It absolutely has, hasn't it? So this is actually, see all those little stamps, it's like a moon sort of shape, isn't it? All those tiny little stamps are from the stamp sets.
Right. So she's created that half.
Yeah, literally
wow.
just with the little tiny stamps.
So you could make a heart or a frame or a background.
Anything you want.
Oh my goodness,
you want.
those 52 stamps are going to be very useful then.
For sure.
This
Another one
is
of D's.
nice.
I didn't put all D's at the top, I promise.
Have I just gone picking them out?
Yeah, no, it's fine, don't worry.
I'm moving things around here as well.
So again, this is Dee. She started with our designer paper in the background, and then she's used a couple of the stamp sets. So we've got the ivy here. Now I love ivy. I know we're calling these Christmas stamps, but ivy for me is all year round. And
being blue, it doesn't look like ivy at all.
No,
it almost looks like little bluebell flowers.
Yeah, and then around the edge here, so we've got just one of the elements there from one of the other sets as well. And then up here, this is coming off.
Oh, now these are the things that Maria's had an influence with, these fabulous baubles. And of course, you can jump onto the website and you'll be able to find everything that we've been chatting about. But this is a nice idea, taking those stamps and making a bookmark.
Bookmarks, it's nice to give gifts, isn't it?
Yeah.
It really is. So I think it was this, it's Anne. So Anne's used the holly, and again, she's just used the one sprig of the holly, and then she's introduced, you can see about the berries here. So taken just a little tiny little stamp. When you see them, they are so cool, Hayley. They really are.
Anne's been busy with the parchment as well.
Yeah, she has. So what she's done here, she's used a Groovi border there, the lovely kind of entwined ropey, and then she's actually stamped and embossed onto the parchment there. How beautiful.
Like that idea. Now 10% of the stock has gone already. Oh my goodness, it's very busy. You can see at the bottom of the screen there, we've got queues already on the phone lines. Talking about a minute and a half, so not too bad at the moment. It's likely they're going to get longer though, so the website might be the place for you to place your order. This is nice, I like that idea. This is nice,
Andy. So Andy's just done a classic kind of panel card on some of our designer paper. He's literally just sort of masked, he's stamped, and then he's just coloured just a few of the ivy leaves.
Do like that.
It's very elegant looking, isn't it?
Now look at this, wow.
Yeah. Another from Dee, again, just beautiful. So we've got our designer paper, so this is toffee apple, and then if you move the card just slightly, and you can see, okay, can you see that lovely
shape?
Yeah. So Dee's actually heat embossed gold onto the paper, and then she's used a couple of our new acrylic shapes on there as well.
Clever idea.
A little bit of embossing, really
like
cool.
that. Now just
Anne.
one more to share with you. Can do like this one.
Again, this is just this here. This how Anne's done this. This is 2 tiny little stamps. We've got the outline stamp and the infill stamp.
Oh,
and then in the middle here, this is another element. How cool is that?
I love it.
Tiny little stamps.
I love it. From little stamps, big designs grow. So 796-474. If you fancy taking advantage of your one-day special, well, there you go. The details are on your screen. Whopping great, £15 saving. Bring that price down to just £24.99. 796-474. Now, before we go any further, we need to mention our free gift because, of course, it's our birthday celebration.
Yes.
And is this what we're getting? Both of these?
Yes, I've opened them up so we can actually see. It's actually both packs.
So you're getting your designer parchment.
Yeah. So this is Barb's favourite. Okay, so what we've got here in both parts, so this is a parchment, so we've got 10 sheets and there are 2 patterns in there, so 5 of each. You can see the colours are very similar sort of colours, so they're going to coordinate really well, but they're just very slightly different.
Idea. So you're going to get your parchment.
Then we've got the paper as well.
And this is the paper equivalent of the exact same design.
Yeah, exactly, that's right.
That's
so
good.
these are single-sided, but as you can see, we've got 5 sheets of the 2 designs. And these are so nice, you know, whether you're just using them as backgrounds or whether you're using them to stamp on and that sort of thing. I've got a really nice demo that I'll get to either in the 8 o'clock show or in the morning. It's just really nice and straightforward. But because we've got this beautiful colour, it's
gorgeous.
Yeah, it's really nice.
That. Gives you an opportunity to try those papers and vellum parchment, should I say, if you've not tried them already. How do you get hold of them? Well, it can be simple. All you've got to do is place an order during any of the one-day special shows. There's only 1 free gift per customer, so if you place an order during this hour and you're tempted with more goodies at 8 o'clock or perhaps tomorrow's hours, then you will still only get that 1 pack. But for every single order, you will get that 10% credit that's going to be applied to your account. It will be applied to your account at the end of August, but I'll tell you about that in a minute because I'm going to show you more that we've got here. So, Groovi Plates. Now, these are very similar to the designs that we've just seen.
Yes, so basically it's the same artwork, only slightly larger designs. So what we tend to do is when we put the designs onto Groovi Plates, it tends to be just a little bit bigger, so that's quite cool. And again, so we've got a lovely sentiment on each of the plates. We've got the branches in 2 sizes on here, so that's how these differ. We've got the large branch and a smaller one, but then also we've got a very cool corner on each as well, so they are brilliant for sort of building up your frames and so forth. So this is our lovely Karen Jackson. So just the font on that is beautiful, isn't it? And then the lovely the ivy corner there.
I love that kind of Celtic look that you've got with the script there.
Yes, it is really lovely. Also great too, because there's so many letters in there across the 4 plates, you can make up your own words as well.
That's a good idea,
when we come to
it?
it, there's a really lovely sample. There's lots of them. This is wrong. This is gorgeous, isn't it? On the black parchment, gold and the red. Very, very smart.
Beautiful. And I love this one, teamed up with some of the designer papers.
But also bringing into play your other Groovi plates as well. So from this set here, Ron has used the beautiful sentiment, and then down on a little candle window, can you see the holly there?
Yeah.
So again, this collection is going to, just work, combine really well with your other Groovi plates as well.
And look at
Glynis,
that.
This is absolutely...
look at that cut work.
That's just... Honestly, she's amazing. She really, I looked at it and I thought, I'm not even attempting anything like that. There's no way.
Absolutely beautiful. And the thing is, I love that because, of course, you can get truly creative. Create things like the wreath that we can see here. Even though there's no circle on those plates, you make your own.
That's right, exactly. So this is Linda, really nice. So Linda's combined, again, the lovely, she's put the berries in there. They could also be, what's it, where you could, we've said it, mistletoe, that's it,
yes.
if you wanted to. But beautiful, beautiful piece there.
Gorgeous. And then if you want to keep it simple with your colours, then there's another way of working with them.
Welcome back, Emma. It's a beautiful, lovely greeting there. And then Emma's used the holly corners, and then in the around there she's put some snowflakes from another of her Christmas plates as well.
A bit perga glitter.
Indeed, yeah.
Right, that works well with that as well. So just can I sneak in one more?
Yeah, this is very cool from Karen as well.
I love this. So you've got the little droplets on there.
So what Karen's done there, she's actually used this branch as actual kind of Christmas trees, which is really very, very cool, isn't it?
I like that idea.
I was looking for something. I'll find it in a bit. It might be on the front, actually. I think it's on the front. brand.
Oh, is it one of these ones here?
It's on
Oh, is that the one that you're looking
yeah,
for? Which one were you looking for, Maria?
This big one here.
Ah.
There you go.
Oh, that's pretty,
With
isn't
love
it? With
at Christmas.
Oh, the little hearts.
Yeah.
But of course, those little hearts and stars, you could have a different sentiment for any time of the year.
But that sentiment has been created with the letters.
Taking bits.
Yeah.
That's clever.
Thank you, Carol.
Now, over 20% of the stock of the plates and the stamps have gone. From what we can see, lots of you are going for both of them at the same time, which does make sense because they do work so well together. But for the time being, if you're wanting your Groovi plates, they are A6 a plate. So, of course, if we're working with our plate mates...
They will... Well, I'm going to use mine in my regular plate mate with a space. I'm going to show that. But they will actually work in the Groovi Go. There's a lot of people invested in the Groovi Go set with Tina's doodle plates.
Yeah.
They'll fit in there as well. So there's different combos that they'll fit in.
All these things that we're chatting about we will explain to you, but it's almost as if you are getting 4 for the price of 3, because each one of those would be £5.99 individually. In fact, they are on the website if you're wanting to. They know you can pay £5.99, but don't, because all 4 of them come to you for less than £18. 336 616 is that item number. Now, excited to show you these, because this is something that's kind of come around through the exhibitions and your workshops and things like that, and your retreats.
We brought acrylic shapes quite a while ago, and they were very, very popular and so forth. And I bag-seed demonstrating these down at our open days in Denton, and everybody really loved them and so forth. But I was doing little, you know, dangly pieces, jewellery pieces, sort of bauble piece, and you know, key rings, that sort of thing. What people with the feedback that I was getting from a lot of people was, it would be nice to have a pack that's just sort of smaller shapes that have all got the holes in, so we can have a pack just to make kind of dangly sort of things. So, you know, I fed that on to Paul, and he sort of made that happen.
Gone through the groovy tree, so to speak. And I'm just having a little look, because you've got like a cover on there. I'm not going to scratch it too much, because you will notice that these hello. You'll notice that your pieces are blue, and that's because they've got a little protective layer on there.
They have on both sides, so they are actually crystal clear underneath here.
Okay, I'm going to leave that one revealed just a little bit, because it's a bit tricky getting that corner off. So
no worries.
I will leave that for Alex at 8 o'clock.
Yeah, I'll do one in a bit anyway.
Perfect, there you go.
No problem at all.
So you're getting all of these. You're getting a lot in there.
Yes, there actually is. So what we've got is the various shapes here.
Okay.
They come in a really nice pack. And I meant to put it up here. I can see it from here. It's down the other end.
We've got Callum on it.
He's good, isn't he?
It's like,
Thank you,
like
Callum.
a cheetah has gone straight through them. Straight to them. But look at these. I mean, these are beautiful. Obviously, they're clear when you're working on them. But some of these have got paints on there. We've got inks on there.
You can use
the mirror
all
finish on there.
Absolutely. I'm really excited about the one-day special, because I've asked for all these different things. I've asked for some really cool paints and the mirror mist and some alcohol inks and so forth. So I'm going to be showing as many sort of techniques with these as possible.
So they come.
Yeah, look at that. You know, it's a great little pack, blister pack there. So, and it tells you on the back exactly what you're getting inside. But there's such a lot in there. We can make, you know, mobiles for maybe, you know, in a nursery. We can make things dangling, you know, in a tray. This is quite cool from Sarah. Let's just re-jiggle that a little.
It fell on the floor earlier on, so
there was
apologies.
a little clatter. I hung it really nicely so we'd remember to hold it up, because I didn't know where to put it.
I love that.
Isn't that cool? Sarah's...
They're almost like little raindrops from the rainbow,
Yeah,
aren't
that's
they?
right, exactly.
Beautiful.
So they're lovely, they really are. So we've got the various different shapes, and we can, you know, so we can do all sorts. Even the kids can get involved. So there's a necklace here. Now Amber made this for me. She's been off college. She's planted herself in the corner of my workroom, and she's been doing painting and stuff like that while I've been working. And she went, can I have a couple of those shapes? I went, yes, all right then. So there you go. So she made me.
Idea.
Yeah, isn't that
Amber,
lovely?
you've done a sterling job. I can't believe that we are getting all of those for £12.49.
Yeah, it really is.
That is
Such
phenomenal
super.
value.
There's none in there that you're not going to use.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Love that. If you're wanting yours, 076 467, and it's not limited to one per customer. So if you fancy stocking up on those, and the way that they are flying out, it's probably a good idea to do that. So, because way over 10% of the stock's gone. 076 467 if you're wanting those. Now, wouldn't it be lovely if we could have a Christmas version of those?
It's sort of
One step to the left.
Actually, I nagged him. I said, is it too late to ask for some? We have some mini baubles as well.
Okay.
And then so I drove him a little bit crazy.
He loves it.
He does love it. He
loves
does
it.
it. Well, you know, we've got the baubles. These, again, are fabulous because we've got 30 pieces in the set. We've got all the different shapes. Isn't that beautiful?
I love
That's from
that.
Dee Paramore. Really, really lovely. And everybody seems to have different ideas within the team. So here, Sarah's made some jewellery. So I think there was a few of us, and I don't make jewellery, but I thought, oh, we could do that, and we could do that, and we can make that. And so, and then in here we've got some earrings in here as well. So the box has been decorated. And then,
oh my goodness, they're beautiful.
That's Jane Telford.
Those are gorgeous.
So I mean, all of a sudden, they're no longer baubles.
Yeah.
They're dangly earrings. So I want to take these home and wear them.
Well, the thing is, if you look at those, you could quite easily charge $9.99 for these at a craft fair, couldn't you?
You could. Well, actually, you could make them on the day to sort of bespoke pieces as well, couldn't you?
Yeah. Or maybe you could make in a card and then actually have them as a gift within the card.
Indeed, yeah. How cool is that? Really nice. So alcohol inks there, some embossing,
Beautiful.
and then the lovely stamps. This one is very, very lovely, isn't it?
Oh
From
my
Linda.
goodness, this is beautiful.
Yeah,
Now, a
beautiful.
quarter of the stock of these ones have gone. I mean, for $9.99. And don't forget, this could be the item that gets you your bonus gift, your free gift. You get in 20 pieces. Of course, you've got 10 of your papers, 10 of your parchments. But for $9.99 to get hold of this and have those as well, and get 10% credit.
Wow.
Definitely worth being a part of. 425576. Now, there's just one more thing to share with you before we head down to the demo. And these are all the brand new things that we're bringing to you. So I think it's important that we do see them in the flesh before we get down to the demo area. And this time we're looking at your acrylic bookmarks.
So then push me luck a little bit further.
You're a cheeky Maria at the moment, aren't you?
I am. So I said, Paul, could we also, what about bookmarks? I had a great idea. I woke up in the night actually and I bookmarks, that'd be great. So we sorted
The other half wondered what was going on,
I was
didn't
quite
they?
used to it, quite honestly, he's quite used to it. So what we've got here is the acrylic bookmarks, and they are sized really nicely to fit within our Pergamano bookmark sleeves, so you can protect them as well. So here, this is really nice, isn't it? I can't see who's this, so I apologise if I don't sort of name check.
Any name
but
on
that's been
there.
done back and front, so it's been backed with some paper there, and then on the front on the actual acrylic, we've got alcohol inks and so forth. This is very cool. This is D. And look, you know, she's made even the back of the piece is pretty. It's all been made pretty. So we can use inks and paints and just, you know, all sorts. This is another really, really nice one.
I like this one. So kind of like
Yeah,
with the
this
inks.
is alcohol inks. And then actually, can you see the design that's in there? So that's actually using lifting. So it's with the little stamps that we've got on the show, lifting the colour. Or you might want to go bold.
Oh, I love this. Has
Yeah.
Lou Withers got her hands on these? I can imagine she'd have a
she'd
whale
love
of a time,
I'm
wouldn't
not
she?
letting her see that.
Just.
She'll have it in a bag, won't she? But then, can I give a little sneak peek, just a little peek at these are my ones, and I'm hoping to get to demo these within sort of the shows. So because we've also got some other stamps on the show, and those, it's a big stamp that, and then you can see the lovely ivy.
Oh yes,
and
is that
the
the one
name
from the
on
one
there?
day special?
Yeah, it is. And then the other one with the bright coloured birds, same birds as on the bottom of the other one. And then on the back, I've just personalised it. That one's for Amber because she's a bookworm.
Oh,
There you go. So these are lovely for
Beautiful.
gifts. And also, you know, with all of the acrylic shapes, you can get the kids involved as well and get them making their prezzies and stuff.
We're busy. We're very busy. 20% of the stock of these have gone. You're going to get 6 of your bookmarks. I nearly went all Liverpudlian bookmarks. I nearly said that's rubbing off on me. £10.75. 6 of your bookmarks, 6 of your little sleeves there as well. And of course, again, like any of those other items, it's not limited to one per customer. 128929. We're going to head down to the demo area, but while we do so, feast your eyes on these finished samples. very, very busy out there. It's really good to have your company. And don't forget, if you've got any questions that you want to ask, studio@achanda.com is how you can get in touch. So Maria, what we're going to do, where we're going to start?
Right, I think we should just kind of introduce the stamps.
Good idea.
And we've
Like
got
that
just
idea.
some plain copy paper here.
Okay.
And I'm just going to use a couple of the stamp sets first of all, and
Lovely.
just a nice black ink pad.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll make a start with, so this is the ivy set. So I have to say, it's a bit of a favourite. I like ivy. I like because it grows fast as well. I can't kill ivy. I'm not good at plants, but I'm okay with ivy. So this is really quite nice. So we've got the beautiful sentiment, and then we've got the long sort of sprig. We've call it a sprig.
I think it's a sprig of ivy.
Yeah. And then we've got the little separate elements, and then we've got these very cool little pieces here as well. Okay, so let's just have a little look at this. Now, first of all, these are very, very fine line. Wait till you see how fine.
So should we? What kind of ink pad should we be using? Should we consider that?
It depends on the technique that you want to do. I mean, for me, just because I'm just stamping it out, and on here, I don't intend actually doing anything with it and using an archival ink.
So you're just using it as an outline?
Yes, that's exactly right. So archival ink is very good. It's permanent. So, for example, if I then wanted to sort of spritz with any sprays or water or anything like that, the line art would stay put. But also it picks up every single, and when you think about how fine this stamp is anyway, you don't want to miss any of that.
That looks like it's been drawn with one of those micron pens, doesn't it?
Isn't it beautiful?
Yeah.
So that's as it is. So then let's just stamp another one and just change it ever so slightly, okay? So I'm just going to bring this one in, and I'm going to meet over here, and we're going to elongate it.
That's clever.
So,
see, now you're looking at a stamped border that could quite easily go on, say, an 8x8 card.
Yeah, indeed, yeah. So you can kind of piece up like so. Now then, of course, what we've got is our little pieces. So we've got those on some small amounts here.
And incidentally, all the mounts that Maria's working, we've got those on the website.
Yeah, I'm using a variety. So we've got some mini ones that I'm going to use in a moment. And then at the moment, I'm using the multi-pack that's got the various sizes.
Lovely.
So this one here, so if we stamp it on its own, that's what we're going to get.
Nice.
All right, so it's really lovely. And I've got a demo, and I don't know which hour I'm going to do it, forgive me, because I've got so much that I want to sort of show. And I've got a demo that is literally just using that one stamp. I really love it, I really love it. So, so what we can do with this then, for example, we could extend this. So we want to, you know, we could also bend them on the mount as well.
Oh, that's a good point.
Let's say we want this to come to more of a point. So we could just come in here, like so. And we can just stamp that in there. And then we've
fabulous.
So we've just kind of changed the shape a little bit. Maybe you want to thicken the you know, thicken it out a little bit.
Those lines are so fine,
aren't they? And then the same with this one. This is quite a cool one as well. So the same. So let's stamp that so you can see it actually stamped. Like so. So again, we could use any combination of these stamps together, all right, or individually. They will work beautifully. Now, these Diddy ones, you've got to see these little ones. They're so, so cool. So what we've got on here is, if I turn this over, so we've got just the individual little leaves here. So there are the line arts. There's 4 different sort of sizes or shapes. Some of them are leaning in that way, some are going that way. So you've got the line art, but then also we've got the infill. So let me show you how they work. Okay. So for these, because they're only Diddy, I'm going to use our mini mounts. So I think these, they've got a pack of 8 of these, I think, on the website.
See, that's a useful thing to have, because you don't really want to be swapping these in and out. So you could have all of those on those 8 mounts.
Well, the thing to do, because in actual fact, there are 8 of the little mini stamps. So it'd be perfect. You could just mount them on and then just sort of use them, and then put them away when you finished, all right?
So just bringing those details up for you on the screen.
Okay, so what I'm going to do here, I'm just going to use a couple of these. Let's get these on some mounts. So we'll do a biggie and a Diddy one.
Lovely.
So we've got the line art.
And I notice you're putting them at the bottom of the mount as well.
Yeah, I am. I mean, that's personal choice, because then I can see better. That's just for me. I mean, I could see up here, but for me, because I think it's with my varifocals, I just seem to get on better. But there's no rule about where on the mount that you've got to put them. It's fine. Wherever it works for you is absolutely fine.
Lovely.
Right, so now I'm going to grab another ink pad as well. Let's get that's a nice colour. Like this one here.
These are the artistry inks. These are amazing.
These ones are archivals because they're the first ones I've reached for. I could use the artistry.
Oh, it's the box next to them. It's the
yeah, I could use the artistry if I wanted to. But just for the minute, I'm going to use, for no other reason than I like the colours.
Okay,
because there isn't a particular technique that I'm doing. If I wanted to do a technique where I wanted the colour to run or anything like that, I'd use my artistry. Okay. So let's take the lid off that. This lovely prickly pear. So I'm going to take the line art stamp, okay, of the little diddy, and I'm going to stamp it down. Let's stamp a couple, okay, just next to each other, okay. So that's the nice line art,
okay.
And then what we've got here is the infill. So I'm going to stamp this up. Okay, now this is brand new. I haven't used this one yet. So the first thing that I do when I ink it up, I stamp it out as scrap first. Okay. So I make sure it's kind of seasoning the stamp, if you like.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. So then what I'm going to do, excuse the top of my head.
No, that's
I'm going to come across here and I'm going to just look down through the stamp.
And that's the beauty, and I'll get you to position another one if you can, because this is where the mounts really come into their own, because they give you the ability to kind of hover and get it right in the right position. Yeah. Because we saw a little bit there.
Slower? Okay.
If you could
I'll position it, and then shall I move my head away?
Yeah, because I think
is that going to help?
This is why, because sometimes people might look at these and think, oh, well, I've already got my acrylic blocks, I don't need these.
Okay.
If Maria holds that and we kind of zoom in, do not adjust your sets. Okay, and you'll be able to see that when actually Maria places that down, it's absolutely spot on, as you can see there. There you go, you can see there, that's the shot, that's the one we wanted. Perfect.
So it's right inside. And then now let's imagine you haven't got a very steady hand, because sometimes I haven't got a steady hand, I'll be honest. And sometimes when I'm doing this, I've worked quite quickly and I've had the stamp and we're going dun, 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 dun. You know, if you miss a little bit, it's a shadow and a highlight.
It's a good point, actually.
Okay.
And since when has every ivy leaf been exactly the same as the next one?
There you go.
One question I will ask, you put the outline down first. Does it matter which way around you do it, personal preference?
We recommend that you do put the outline down first, because then you can actually see the outline to be able to see where you're sitting your innie stamp into.
And I'm guessing that if it kind of goes off a little bit, then it doesn't matter, whereas the other way around, it could make a difference.
Yeah, I mean, as I say, you know, if it doesn't quite sort of line up, let's do one and let's try and, I'll get this perfect now and I'm trying to do it not perfect.
Can't you?
Okay, let's just try and do it really quick. There you go, so that's off, way off. But who's to say that's not lovely as well?
Well, this is it. It's just like that little highlight, isn't it?
But you can see those, you know, first straight in. It's they're really, they're a joy to use. They really are. Now, the other set that I want to sort of show, because what we've got is, we've got the holly, we've got the ivy that you've just seen, and we've got the beautiful, I just don't know whether to call it berries or...
But it can be whatever you want it to be.
It is exactly what you want it to be.
Because it could be throughout the summer, you could use that.
Yeah, for sure. Now, the other set that is, it's kind of the naked branch. Now, this one is such a fun set. This is kind of a little bit different from the other ones, okay? So let me just take these little bits and put them back on the carrier. Also, it's worth, can I just give a tip here about the carrier sheets, okay? So they're now printed on there, and it's worth keeping them with the carrier sheets, because if you're not sure which of these stamps that you need, say for example we stamped out one of the ivy, what we can do is actually bring it over and we can actually check which one, okay? So we know that it's that
so you can take that to one of these stamped images and figure out which of the leaves you need, okay?
Right, so let me just carefully pop these little bits back.
Very, very busy for these guys. You can see on your screen, you've got the deal for the one-day special, including all of the stamps that we're working with at the moment. 796-474. Lots of us engrossed in the demonstration, but even so, 30% of the stock has gone. You've got £15 saving with these, considerable saving, and £24.99, a very affordable set for anybody to get hold of. 52 stamps you're getting for that, which is brilliant value. It kind of works out a little more, well, it's a little less than 50p a stamp, isn't it, actually? When you work it out. 48p.
48p.
I did that crazy, in my head. I didn't do it bang on perfect with the pennies, but I knew it was about 50p each. So there you go. 796-474. But very, very useful set. Was there something else that you wanted me to say as well, Charlotte? I wasn't listening. Oh, your free gift, Jeff. Got that.
Oh, yes.
Sorry.
It's nice to have a
I'm just, yeah, well, you see, I like watching what you're doing and I forget that I'm supposed to be here doing stuff, so can't help it. Your free gift, you could be getting hold of your one-day special, and not only have you got a £15 saving, which, let's face it, is good enough in its own right, you will also get your duo pack where you are going to get your 10 sheets of your parchment. You also get 2 different designs, 5 sheets of each of those, and exactly the same with regards to your papers as well. Your designer papers in there as well. You're getting those, and we're giving you 10% credit back. I think somebody's had a bang on the head, to be honest. We're giving you all these fabulous deals.
It's mental, isn't it? Wow.
Lovely.
Right, okay, so I'm just putting a couple of bits onto mount, so we can have a little play with this set as well. So first of all, again, this is very, very fine line. Okay, so let's stamp this out.
See, this one could be a frosty sprig.
It absolutely could.
And
so,
if you're creative, you could kind of add an element of a feather to the outside of this with a little wiggly line, couldn't you, if you wanted to?
Yeah, indeed. Get your fine line pens on. So it can just be a naked tree.
Yeah.
Okay. It does look kind of feathery, actually, that, doesn't it? All right. Or it can be, let's say, we can bring it in from here, okay, so it's coming in at an angle, and we could do danglies from it.
That's a good idea, yeah.
So, somewhere here, I've got a pen.
Because it's got a bit of a kind of almost like I don't know what the type of tree is. I want to say fir tree, but it's not a fir.
No,
there's
it's
one that's
similar,
wispy.
isn't it? Yes,
And
I know what you mean.
It's kind of got a fluffy bit to it.
Yeah. I can't think.
It's not very descriptive.
No, it's
There's
not.
a tree out there, and I don't know what it is, but I just remember that you've got kind of, it's quite kind of twiggy, but then you've kind of got like a white fluff to it. Yeah. And I think the fluff is the seed elements.
It's a good job we're not selling plants, isn't it?
I wonder why that garden centre didn't get back to me when I applied for that job.
Now you know.
I think I know. Yeah, I don't know, but yeah.
Right.
I want to say broom, but I don't think it's called broom. I think that's a different type of plant.
I'm not a clue.
Anyway.
Right, so we can play with this because we've got the different elements. So on here, we've got little hearts, we've got stars, we've got diamonds, we've got like little teardrop shapes. And again, so we've got the innie and the outie. And then we've got other little kind of flourish details, if you like, that we can kind of use to extend the branch as well, if we want to. So let's just use one of those. So when you get these home, my suggestion is take some copy paper and literally just play and come up with some sort of compositions. So just nice and easy, this one. And all I want to do is just literally just extend this like so. Oh, hang on a minute, let's do that one instead. There we go.
I'm just chuckling to myself all the different things they're using a search engine to try and find with that terrible description that I've given them. I'll try and think about it, and if I do find it, I'll have a little look when I get home, and then I'll let you know tomorrow.
Yeah. Right, here we go. So you can see we can extend, and we could put that on as many of those branches as we want. We could put any sort of combination of the little branches. Have a little look. Excuse the top of my head. Right, so just nice and easy to line up. Okay, let's do one coming down a little angle.
This is where these mounts are so useful because they're not thick.
No.
Sometimes with an acrylic block, it can distort sometimes a little bit,
but
can't
also
it?
the weight of it and the size of it for gripping. Whereas with our handles, it doesn't matter how big it is. You know, even the large ones. Yeah. You only hold it the same way, and they are lightweight. And as I said, they are thin as well, so there isn't the distortion. Right. So then we've got these other little bits going on here. So we've got. Let's have a little look at the heart. Okay, so let's do some dangly hearts from here. So I'm going to pop one there, and we'll pop one there, and we'll pop one down here. I'm literally just playing. There isn't a plan for this. Okay. I just wanted to show how easy it is just to, play with the stamps. Let's get a couple of hearts in it. Look, a couple of stars. So let's put the stars over here on this one, so we can put them right on the ends of the branches if we want, like so. Let's put one there. Okay, And again, we've got the other different shapes as well. Just play. You know, you can change the look of this so much.
Gosh,
right.
Just thinking of a different idea. If you've got an alphabet set, you could kind of leave open branches where you're wanting to put a letter,
yes,
a name or a greeting, and then fill it in with little hearts and stars for the other branches.
For sure. We have actually got a very cool alphabet on the show.
Oh, okay.
We've got the word chain alphabet and numbers, which are really cool.
Ah,
so I'll be
that's
using
why you were
those.
just giving me a little glint in your eye then when I mentioned it. I thought, what's she looking at me like that for? I didn't realise.
Alphabet, there you go. Right, so now we've got the innie, so I'm going to go with a red. So again, I'm just going to come across and I'm looking through the stamp. There you go, straight on. And again, you know what? If it isn't spot on, there you go. See, we've got a tiny, but look how cool that looks. It looks like I tried to highlight it.
Yeah.
Looks like I'm clever.
But you know what? You're doing this quicker than I would take using a pen to fill them in with colour.
Very much so, yeah. So, but you've got that option as well. You know, you can colour if you want. These, if you want to go down this route. Okay. And then we've got the star. Let's grab a tiny quick bit of yellow.
Lovely.
And I think we've kind of shown the idea then, really, haven't we, behind the stamps.
Well, to be fair, I mean, we'll get 5 live hours with our one-day special. I think you could probably do 55 hours to fill these.
Absolutely,
because there's so much scope with regards to what you're doing.
Sometimes the hardest bit is actually figuring out what, you know, what we are going to do and what we're going to leave out, you know, because of 5 hours. And then let's just, because we want them to dangle, so we're going to take this like so.
Oh, that's a clever idea.
Okay, so we can either do just a nice straight line, or we can do a little stitchy line. It's up to you. Just play. So all of a sudden, again, now that, you know, there's nothing on there that says Christmas, is there? This could be Valentine's. It could be for your friend.
That's lovely.
Whatever.
That is fabulous. And that's a really good idea. Just have a little dabble on a bit of copy paper.
Just get some copy paper, stamp the stamps out and get to know them, and you'll have such fun with them.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Right, Maria, I'm going to let you get ready for your next demo. You guys are going to tell you about that credit, that 10% credit you'll be generating by placing an order during our event. Any of those shows you, if you play and it's in an interest, then it's a 10% credit that will be applied to your account. Now, it's on the 30th of August that it's going to be applied to your account, and it means that when you actually start shopping from the 1st of September, actually it might be the 31st of August. Is it 31 days in August? I can't remember. Yes, it is. So the next day you can redeem it straight away. So right the way through to the 30th of September, which is good if you get paid on the 31st because you can use that credit. There you go. 796-474 is the item number for you to get hold of your one-day special, and that might be something that you'll be going for during this event. It means that you will be getting yourself around £2.50 a credit towards your account, and of course we've got plenty of time for you to gain more credits. But it's not just about that. It's about the usability. It's about the beautiful content that you've got within the set that gives you the ability to create so many different styles of cards. Of course, we're looking at predominantly Christmas, especially some of those sentiments, but you will find that you'll be using these all year round. I mean, we've got a little Christmas bauble here, using some of that mirror mist on there to turn it into a little mirror, a few little bits of alcohol inks in there, but again, that fabulous sprig that's it. I love the way that the design runs off that and then into the background, and again from the middle out. Who's created this one? This is Linda. I haven't got my glasses on, sorry. I should have thought of that, shouldn't I? Like, yeah, I'm like this. Yep, that's Linda. That'll be Linda. Now, look at this. Wow. How amazing is that? That's a real explosion of colour, and that's exactly what Jane has done here. She's actually can you see, just tucked away there? You can hardly see it, but it's just adding that finer detail there, that little bauble just in the centre there, but that could be a little gift pretty much included with your card. Again, Linda has been busy with those little acrylic. I've got my L in the wrong place then. Creating a little Christmas pudding. I love that idea. That is really clever because, of course, you can see there a little bit of white embossing powder has been melted to create your kind of brandy butter on there. I like that. Lots and lots of different ideas. Again, and you come up trumps with these designs. Absolutely beautiful. And again, Sarah, a lovely, lovely way of using those together. And I've got to bring up this last one here. D. Paramore. In fact, I'm going to bring up another one because I'm being naughty. That particular one there, I've just got distracted. Again, D is created with that one. But have a look at that. Similar to the idea that we just saw with Maria, but what a clever idea, making your own little Christmas tree there. And that's Andy again. We'll look at more of those finished samples as the hour progresses. But what was that update again, sorry? Oh gosh, rapidly approaching 40% of the stock. This is your time to get your order in place. I've stepped away from Maria. I'm not offended in the slightest if you're not listening to what I'm saying. What I would rather you do is get hold of those pieces that you can craft with. Then we'll get back to the demonstration, and then of course Maria can give us more inspiration. But for the time being, if you wanted your one day special, the details are there. 52 stamps coming to you for just £24.99, 796,474. Very quickly, the Groovi version. So perhaps you're into your stamping, perhaps you're into your Groovi, perhaps you're into both. Whichever the situation is, these are beautiful. You'll recognise the elements that we're looking at here, and you've got your A6 plates here. Now, of course, they're going to work with your regular Groovi system. If you've got your spacer bar, which many of you will have already, or if you've got your Groovi Go, then they will pop in there just nice and easy. And of course, many people have just invested in their Groovi Go just to get started with the Groovi system. So these are going to be welcome additions to your collection. It's like you're paying for 3 of these, but we're sending you 4, because at £5.99, that is your saving on this, which is what you'd normally be paying. And again, similar to that stamping exercise that we saw with Maria, that's where you will find lots of those crafting environments crossing over. So the skills that you learn with your stamping can be applied to your Groovi system. Karen has shown just how effective those little trees or those little sprigs can be. Again, beautifully traditional with that font, as you can see here, Chris Walker. Very traditional Parcher with regards to design. So I love that, and a little bit of stamping going on in the background perhaps. But have a look at this. Oh my goodness, Linda Page with that gorgeous outside edge there, beautiful frame built together, but again a little bit of coloured parchment going on there, as you can see. And Josie, the wonderful Josie with her cut work, have a look at that. That is absolutely amazing. Of course, you've got Jane Nestorenko's frame as well. That's another one that's a very useful frame, and you can see Chris has used that one. But then another very modern twist put on these designs by our lovely Linda Page again. Again, 40% of the stock. Level peggings, I think you're going for both of these guys. £17.97, very affordable. And as you're adding all these items into your basket, are you getting towards that £60 threshold? Because that will mean you can spread the cost over 2 payments with flexi order. In fact, these acrylics might be the things to go for to take you through that £60 threshold. They're only £12.99, and you're getting loads of them in there. Brilliant value for money. And you've got all sorts of shapes in there, tags and squares and hearts. They are all in there. And 1/3 of the stock has gone. £12.49 will get those to you. And we've also got another bundle, the Christmas bundles, which are £9.99. And you're getting 30 shapes within these, and half the stock has gone of these. Very, very popular. And Maria's very pleased that you're liking them as much as she does. She's doing a little happy dance, bless her. 425,579. And then, of course, your acrylic bookmarks. These are something else that's definitely worth thinking about. 40% of the stock of these have gone. These are brilliant if you're wanting to do anything with your word chains. They'll fit in there gorgeous, beautifully. And of course, your one day special perfectly too. £10.75. And of course, those acrylic pieces. I love the packaging. You're getting so much within these. Yeah. These ones being your 42 pieces with your hearts and all the different shapes in there. And these ones being your Christmas baubles. Love these. So what we do next? Right, so we're going to do just a nice, clean and simple, a little bit of kind of pattern building. We've just sort of had a play. Now we're going to actually make a card. Okay, all right? Lovely. We've got to use a bauble. So I'll show you where we're going to lean towards. That's gorgeous. Oh, look at that. I like that. That is beautiful. Look at that. There we go. That is amazing. Nice bit of mirror. Is it tricky to do there? No, we're going to do it. We're going to do it in a minute. Lovely. Right, okay. So I'm going to start off then, 7-inch stamping card, stencil card. All right, nice size. I'm not cutting it down to size, okay, because if you cut your card down to size and you're unsure about, you know, where things are going to land, that sort of thing, then you can run out of road, okay? Whereas if you start with a bigger piece and then trim it down, you've got room for error. Okay. All right? So what I've done then, I've mounted up our lovely berries onto a mount. So all we're going to do, first thing, we're just going to stamp it 4 times. Okay. Simple as that. Lovely. All right? Just to give you a little time check, we've got a little over 10 minutes. Okie dokie, okay. No problem at all. Right, so again, I'm going to use the archival to get really nice, crisp effect on that. So I'm just going to sort of start
about here, okay? So just gonna, you'll notice I'm not pressing on the handle here.
Yes,
I'm pressing it on the back of the mount, okay? Here we go. So that's
Such
one.
a lovely image.
All right.
It's crispness.
So I'm going to turn my card and I'm going to stamp it again. So make sure, give it plenty of ink. And then I'm going to come in about here. Now let me just remind myself where I went. So yeah, I just sort of touched. Now here's a little tip. See, while I've been hovering and I'm going, right, what did I do? Where did I go? Difficulty with doing that is that archival ink is drying on your stamp. So if I went down now and stamped that, the chances are I wouldn't get a lot.
Oh,
they go patchy.
yes.
So be sure, know where you're going, and
Before
so that
you
you
get
can
there.
ink and go straight down. All right, just a little tip. Okay, so I'm going to just re-ink again and go again. All right, so I want this kind of round about there.
Okay.
Like so. Okay, so again, I'm pressing on the back of the stamp. There we go.
Perfect.
So I'm going to turn it again.
Lovely. Now, if people are familiar with stamp platforms and they want to use these stamps with the stamp platforms, is that okay?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, they work really, really well with your platforms because, you know, it's just, you position the stamp and you just move your card, you know? So, yeah, absolutely, go for it. There we go.
Beautiful lines.
One more. Okay. And away we go. So I want these to meet nicely. So I'm looking over there and I'm looking over at the other side as well. Like so. Okay. Right, so that is my most basic frame. Now that on its own is really quite nice.
I do like that,
It's got a lovely kind of sort of flow.
It's got like a
doesn't it?
sweep,
like a little,
yeah.
like a sweep. I was going to say flourish, but yeah, it's a sweep. I like that. I like that. So what if we want to thicken it out? What if we want to just change it up a little bit? If I bring the original back in, what you'll see here is there's a little bit more going on in the corners.
Yes, so there is.
Yeah, okay. So we can do a little bit of that. So in comes our little individual little stamps there. So this one here has got the two berries on. Okay, so let me figure out where I'm going to go. So I can come out this way. Now I did that. Okay, so I'm just doing a planning.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do that first.
Okay.
And this is how I prepped this. I looked and thought, right, now I want to thicken it out. So I came here and I did that all the way around, and then I thought, right, now what do I want to do?
Yeah, that makes
so
sense.
that's what I'm going to do here. So I'm just going to, I'm following the shape of this one here. See that? So I'm kind of going opposite it.
Yeah.
All right, avoiding the other berries. We don't want any to overlap, and there's no real need for them to overlap. There we go. That's that one.
This is amazing. It's like you're making your own stamp now with this
Yeah, this is the
configuration.
beauty of, you know, little stamps. And this is actually pattern building. It's where Barbara started all those years ago with one little corner stamp, you know, and we're still doing that now. We're still loving doing that. Little stamps are great. All right, so now we've got a slightly different shape.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we've got kind of a bit of an empty area here. So I'm going to have a little hover and I'm going to look over here and I'm going to think, yeah, I can get another one there.
Oh,
so
okay.
same stamp, okay? And I'm going to come in, I'm going to drag that one off, that little branch there. Okay?
Hey,
There
look
you
at
go.
that.
Yeah?
Wow.
So now all of a sudden it's really quite full, isn't
Yeah.
it? So let's take that round.
And that's a good idea actually, to do one stamp and then do the rotation, because I know that if I did the two stamps, phone would go or get distracted, and then I'd come back and it's like, now which one, where did I put it?
Yeah.
So yeah, just take your time.
Enjoy the process. Here we go, one more. Across there. There you go. Now we've got a completely different frame, haven't we?
beautiful?
But isn't that lovely? That is it. Just two stamps, and it's just completely different from if you think that the actual original stamp was that.
Yeah.
It's a whole lot different, isn't
Isn't
it?
it just?
Yeah.
But
Cool.
then it could be a rose hip, it could be gypsophilia, it could
Rose
be
hip, there you go.
yeah, it could
Yeah.
be well, whatever berry, mistletoe as you said before.
Could be. Do you know what?
That.
It's whatever you want it to be. Right, so now we've got choices. So colouring. Now the thing is with these stamps, because we've given you the different elements, so we've already explained how these little stamps work, so you can colour one in, all right? But these ones, okay, and the same with this one, are for you to colour yourself. So what we want to here was give the option of being able to colour the little ones with those, but then here for the colourists, the people that like to sit and play and you know and do all the colouring. So it's something for everybody. Now the thing with this set is a lot of those little diddy ones don't just work with each other and with these little ones, they work with the big one as well, which is just fabulous. It just, the set just keeps giving, it really does. So I happen to know that most of these little berries here I can fill with this one little stamp. Okay. So because I've already got the outline, okay, on those, I don't need the outline stamp, I just need the kind of the fill bit. Okay. So now we can go red, or do you want to change the colour?
I don't mind. I'm just in awe of what you could.
We could go with a green. Do you know what? Let's stick with the red.
Because of time-wise, let's do this.
Yeah, let's do that. Okay. All right. So I'm having a little look at which way. So the berry, got a little tiny dot in there where it's kind of the highlight. So I've got that in the same sort of. That's facing upwards. Okay. All right. So remember which way that you're working. So I'm going to have a little look over here, and I'm going to go so I know that I'm facing the right way. All right. Okay. So again, let me just prime the stamp and just stamp a couple off here so I know.
And this is because it's a new stamp you've not used.
Yeah, it's always a good idea, even when you haven't used a stamp, you know, even for a couple of hours.
Oh, I see.
Make sure it helps you really, really, you know, get plenty of ink onto the stamp. Right, here we go. So again, excuse my head. All right, so I'm just going to come straight down. There you go, look at that. Isn't that lovely? Fabulous. So we're going to go up on that one. And again, you know what? If they're not all perfect, I'm not going to beat myself up at all. I'm really not, because I think it's just going to be.
But again, this is quicker. Well, this is quicker than I would find with the current. Because you know what would happen is, and I don't know if you ever found this at school, it's like when you get started, the first page of an exercise book, it's your neatest writing ever, isn't it?
Best writing.
And then as time goes on,
and it gets worse and
it kind of trails off, and then it gets to the last page, and you're like writing like this because you know that you're going to get a new book at the end of it. I would start, if I was colouring that with pens, the first side there would look fabulous, and then it'd be like, oh, I'm going to do this 4 times.
Side 3 and you know, I wish I hadn't started this.
And then you've got to do like another 3 dozen of them, and you're like, oh,
maybe.
Gosh.
Having said that, I mean, how many people out there absolutely love their colouring in, and that will give them the, you know, so much pleasure to just sit and.
But it also means you could actually set these up and then take your half a dozen or however many 3 dozen of those card bases and take them off to work with you, or doctor's waiting room, or hospital if you've got an appointment, and then actually be colouring in maybe just with 1 pen. Yeah,
that's a really nice thing to do. So that's how we can colour, and I've got all the colouring methods that I want to get through over the 5 hours. I'm really quite excited about a couple of them. But so we'll put that to one side, and then I want us to get bubbles. Right, so let's crack one of my new packs. We'll crack it open. Come on, crack it open.
Now we've got 2 different options for you with regards to your baubles and your acrylic pieces. Actually, we've got 3 because you've got your bookmarks as well. So we've got your £9.99 with regards to your baubles there on your screen. But of course, everything that we're hearing from Maria and seeing from Maria, of course, you could transfer over to that other pack, the 42-piece pack that you've got, which is at the bottom of your screen with all your different shapes in there, your hearts and your diamonds and all those other ones that are in there. Lovely. Okay, right, so first of all, we've mentioned that they've got a protective film on. It's on both sides, so literally that will just peel off. If you find it's a little bit stubborn, then see, I've got fingernails, you see, I can give it a bit of a, but get your pokey tool on there or whatever you would normally use, but just do be careful. Just getting purchase on it, isn't it?
Just on the edge, and once you've got the edge, then it'll come away for you. And then what you're going to find then is you've got lovely crystal clear, lovely shape like that to work with, Okay, so what we're going to do here, we're going to use a mirror mist, and we're going to stamp on there as well. So now we need to use both sides because I'm going to stamp with a permanent ink. If I then spray mirror mist on top of that, well, for one thing, from the other side, the writing's going to be the wrong way around.
Of course it will.
But the mirror mist, the solvent in the mirror mist would blend with the ink, and it would actually run. Okay.
Right. Okay.
So that's a good thing to remember. So let's stamp the front first of all. Now you can use, if you like, stage stays on, then go for that. The beauty of stays on, it's not an ink that I use a lot, to be honest, but it will dry very quick, almost instantly on the acrylic, okay? But for me, I'm going to stick with my archival because the archival will also dry on there. It just takes a little bit longer, that's all. Okay, so I'm just going to come down here. So the love and best wishes. Okay, so straight down. Try not to let this wiggle around. Give it a little press and away you go. Okay, and then we're going to use our little berry. Now this time I'm going to use a little 3 of our berries. I'm going to stamp a couple of those into place on here as well.
Lovely. Now the baubles, just to let you know that 60% of the stock has gone of the Christmas baubles that we've got on the screen. You're getting 30 of those for £9.99. Yeah, lots of you taking advantage of these. If you're looking at getting them and you're wanting more than one set, I do suggest you do it sooner rather than later.
Okay, so now I'm going to come in and I'm going to colour with an archival pad. Okay, so again, straight over the top. All right, let's see, I missed a bit there, but I'm going for it anyway. It'll be okay. I'm not breaking my heart over this.
Any tips for actually stamping onto the acrylic? Because sometimes things can slide.
Yeah, just try to sort of put, you know, hover and then try it down and straight back up. Okay. But here's the beauty of the acrylic shapes. You know, if this was all went pear-shaped, or if I was being a perfectionist, I could actually wipe this off. On the original, I slid on one and I actually wiped it off. I've got a dirty cloth and a little bit of blending solution, alcohol blending solution, and you can actually wipe these completely clean. So you can start again if you need to. So that is like, that's quite cool. Okay, I like that.
Just to give you a time check, Maria, we're really running out of, we've only got about a minute and a half left.
Okay, right, so let's just mirror mist. No problem at all. There you go. Right, so that just needs a second to dry. Okay. So we're going to crack open a brand new mirror mist. On it? Yeah, I've got a heat gun as well, but we're going to go for it anyway. We're not going to worry too much. Here we go. So this is a brand new one, so I'm going to be giving this a nice shake.
Lovely. These are coming up, details on your screen. You're getting a set of 3 for £17.99.
Yeah, so this one is for the plastic. You've got a bottle for plastic, a bottle for glass, and you've got the varnish as well. So let me just give that a tiny little whiff.
A little waft.
Yeah,
now, time is ticking away. We're going to continue with this right up until the wire, but don't forget that Maria is going to be back at 8 o'clock with Alex with more from the one-day special. And with that one-day special, over 40% of the stock has gone.
Okay, here we go. Watch carefully.
Look at that. She didn't need any more than a minute. Look at that.
No. Now, it's worth mentioning, at home, I use a far less, what's the word? That needs another coat, actually. Okay. A far more gentle heat gun, all right? Because it doesn't blow it around.
So one of the hairdryer type ones?
Yeah, that's right. It's much, you know, you don't want it blowing around. It's just... There we go.
But saying that, you might want it, because I kind of like that little...
Yeah, it's quite cool, sort of pattern actually. There's a little bit of
almost a
motto.
bit of scaly effect to it.
Yeah.
Look at that, amazing. Then, of course, with your finished sample there, as we saw.
Jump to the finished one.
Perfect. So 10 seconds to go. I love
there
it.
We go.
Maria, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Up into the wire.
Flies by,
Sorry, guys.
Thank you.
Tune back in at 8 for